news for the documentary, in which we'll be asking what lies behind Australia's extinction crisis and what can be done about it.
BBC News with Govinda Gill. President Trump has insisted that US airstrikes on Iranian nuclear facilities have set Tehran's nuclear program back by decades after a leaked Pentagon assessment cast doubt on their success. He said the sites were obliterated and described media organizations who reported the intelligence leak as scum. The Iranian parliament has voted to suspend cooperation with the United Nations nuclear watchdog after the 12-day war launched by Israel. According to the bill, which needs higher approval, the IAEA would no longer be able to inspect Iran's nuclear sites. The head of NATO has lauded Donald Trump on the second day of a summit in the Netherlands. Mark Rutte said without Mr. Trump as US president, allied countries would not be poised to commit a big increase in defence spending. Kenyans are taking to the streets across the country to mark 1 year since the start of anti-tax demonstrations that left at least 60 people dead. Police are out in force and there have been clashes in some areas. The Zambian government has filed an urgent case in a South African court seeking to stop the planned burial of former President Edgar Lungu, who died in Pretoria earlier this month. The government is in dispute with Mr. Lungu's family over his funeral arrangements. Vietnam is removing the death penalty for 8 offences from the start of next month. Life imprisonment will now be the maximum sentence for crimes including espionage and drug trafficking. The left-wing candidate in New York's Democratic mayoral primary, Zoran Mamdani, has declared victory. His main rival, the former New York State Governor, Andrew Cuomo, has admitted defeat. A US commercial space mission has set off towards the International Space Station. Axiom Mission 4 is carrying astronauts from India, Poland and Hungary. BBC News.
Hey, Charlie, you're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy. JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386. And they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medase.
My worship thing is coming.
United Kingdom, get ready for a divine encounter like never before. On the 9th of August 2025, Abraham Lampton Ministries presents the maiden edition of Art of Worship in the UK. An unforgettable evening of glory, praise and revelation. Join us on the theme, The Nature of Worship, as we unlock the heart of true worship with none other than Apostle Abraham Lampton, a prophetic voice for this generation.
I may be down, but still I will worship you. I may be naked, but still I will worship you.
And that's not all. Prepare for anointed ministrations from powerful vessels of worship: Lady Frida Akrofi, Minister Chanel Cahill, Minister Emmanuel Jemfi, and a Rabbanam music. The venue, Praise Gate Temple, Unit 5 Pit Lake, 46 Industrial Estate, West Croydon, CRO 3RA. The time is 5 p.m. sharp. Come early, come expectant. This isn't just another event, it's a move of God. Mark your calendar. Bring a friend and let heaven kiss earth as we explore the art of worship. For more information, call +44 7888 635 893 or follow Apostle Abraham Lamte on all social media platforms. Art of Worship UK edition. You can't afford to miss this.
Let the heavens hear you tonight.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
My worship thing is coming.
United Kingdom, get ready for a divine encounter like never before. On the 9th of August 2025, Abraham Lamte Ministries presents the maiden edition of Art of Worship in the UK. An unforgettable evening of glory, praise and revelation. Join us on the theme, The Nature of Worship, as we unlock the heart of true worship with none other than Apostle Abraham Lamte, a prophetic voice for this generation.
I may be down, but still I will worship you. I may be naked, but still I will worship you.
And that's not all. Prepare for anointed ministrations from powerful vessels of worship, Lady Frida Akrofi, Minister Chanel Kale, Minister Emmanuel Jemfi, and a Rabbanam music. The venue, Praise Gate Temple, Unit 5 Pit Lake, 46 Industrial Estate, West Croydon, CRO 3RA. The time is 5 p.m. sharp. Come early, come expectant. This isn't just another event, it's a move of God. Mark your calendar. Bring a friend and let heaven kiss earth as we explore the art of worship. For more information, call +44 7888 635 893 or follow Apostle Abraham Lamte on all social media platforms. Art of Worship UK edition. You can't afford to miss this.
Let the heavens hear you tonight.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
My worship thing is coming.
United Kingdom, get ready for a divine encounter like never before. On the 9th of August 2025, Abraham Lambton Ministries presents the maiden edition of Art of Worship in the UK. An unforgettable evening of glory, praise and revelation. Join us on the theme, The Nature of Worship, as we unlock the heart of true worship with none other than Apostle Abraham Lambton, a prophetic voice for this generation.
I may be down, but still I will worship you. I may be naked, but still I will worship you.
And that's not all. Prepare for anointed ministrations from powerful vessels of worship: Lady Frida Akrofi, Minister Chanel Kale, Minister Emmanuel Jemfi, and a Rabbanam music. The venue: Praise Gate Temple, Unit 5, Pit Lake, 46 Industrial Estate, West Croydon, CRO 3RA. The time is 5 p.m. sharp. Come early, come expectant. This isn't just another event, it's a move of God. Mark your calendar, bring a friend, and let heaven kiss earth as we explore the art of worship. For more information, call +44 7888 635 893 or follow Apostle Abraham Lambton on all social media platforms. Art of Worship UK edition. You can't afford to miss this.
Let the heavens hear you tonight.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hey, Charlie, you're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired. Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233244941 002 or 00233200606 and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Hey, this is Archie and you are listening to Starr Radio UK and the Morning Show.
This is Starr Radio. This is
UK.
Starr Radio
UK.
This is Starr Radio
UK.
Welcome.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Enlighten your day with Starr Radio. Starr Radio. Radio for the people, by the people.
Okay, let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth, and those of you on other planets as well. Want to salute each and every one of you and welcome you to the Starr Radio UK Morning Show. Today is Wednesday, the 25th of June, the year 2025, and exactly at 10 minutes to the top of the hour. Yes, and it's a very, very special day. But here on Starr Radio UK, you know for sure that I'm going to bring you everything from archaeology to zoology, from Accra to Zanzibar. As we say on this platform, if it's making the headlines, be rest assured of one thing, I will bring it to the fore. So on that note, let me say welcome once again. Welcome to the Starr Radio UK Morning Show.
Welcome.
Of course, I remain yours sincerely, the one and only.
This is the morning show with Archie.
Okay, so from now to exactly 12 o'clock, when I bring the curtains down for the end of the program, I'm going to be your captain. So you got to stay tuned with me. But let me first of all say good morning to my able producer, Mr. Francis Guy, without whose production and whose able assistant, I will not be here this morning. So Francis, good morning to you, and good morning to Perry. Yes, Perry, good morning as well to all the hosts in the house. Yes, they are the ones seeing to everything. I want to salute each and every one of them. Yeah, it's getting hot in here, but don't you worry. I know that they will come and make sure that I'm getting the nice breeze coming through. Yeah, man. All right, then. And let me say good morning to Akim Oluwa Demire. Good morning to you. Abolaji Abdullahi. Good morning. Good morning to you. And a special good morning also goes to Captain Tete, to Reverend Michael Esiama, to Felix all the way in Aberdeen. Massive good morning to you, to Mr. Frank Davis, KB Botsman, Vicky Newton, and all you guys there. I salute each and every one of you. Hope you are all doing very, very well. A special good morning also goes to the one and only Bishop Additional all the way in Lagos, Nigeria, and your team at the RBE office in Lagos, Nigeria. I salute you all. A special good morning also goes to Mr. Laimi Koiki, my colleague. We'll be bringing him on the program one of these days, but wherever he is, Yomi, good morning to you. And also good morning to the one and only Sir, the reigning champion. HRH Linda Pallian. Good morning to you. Good morning to our money man, Mr. Dan Tabiri, CEO of GIL Accountancy Services. Massive good morning to you. Hope you are doing very, very well there as well. Okie dokie. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, it is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Delta Hammond all the way in Ghana, Kumasi in Ghana. Good morning to you. And then to Ni Anana Joe, the chief of Ashaman, and Atakofi, all in Ashaman. Good morning to you there. And all inhabitants of Ashaman, I salute each and every one of you there. Good morning. A special good morning also goes to Eben Yakwame all the way in Cape Town, South Africa. Good morning. And a special one to Antonio. Antonio, it's your birthday. Antonio is in Cape Town, South Africa as well. Baron Kwame Eben there. A massive good morning to you, and I salute you and wish you the best. But don't you worry, I'll bring you a song before we start all the discussions. That will be after the global trotting. I'll bring you a nice song that we will use to celebrate your day there. Okay, thanking God for all that is done. But in all, I want to say good morning to each and every one of you, and once again, welcome to the program. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, trying to get some breeze through. Yeah, so don't you worry if you hear a bit of noise in the background. It's because we try to cool the studios. Yes. All right then. So, ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. I bring it a time now to 10:54. And by way of program Allah, I'm going to bring you the quote for the day, the weather forecast will follow suit, then the travel update. We'll move on from there to have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe. And that will be exactly moi from, yes, from 11ish afterward. And then, we'll bring you the details of those stories that we are putting across. As I do say all the time, from archaeology to zoology, from Accra to Zanzibar, if it's making the headlines, but rest assured of one thing, we're going to bring it to the fore. Massive good morning there to you there. Okay, so at 11:45, the lines are open or activated so that you can add your voice to the discussions, and that is by way of Teams. You can call us on Teams. Just look for Starr Radio UK, and that's dial in, and I'll be able to pick it up, and you can make your voice heard. However, if you are here and you want to make your voice heard, you want to give a shout out, whatever it is, feel free to do so. and we will acknowledge you there. Your comments, yeah, feel free and let them all come through. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. All right, so now let's move on. Okay, so the quote for the day says, success means different things to different people, but when it comes to its implementation, it is more than luck. Success means different things to different people, but when it comes to its implementation, it is more than luck. Do you agree with that? Interesting, right? Yeah, man. Okay, so much as I also agree with that as well, so I hope that you've also agreed with that. Starr Radio UK. All right then, so let's move on to the weather forecast. How is the weather at your end, wherever you are listening to us from? Here in the UK, it's been nice, not too chilly, but a bit warm there. So at times you try to sleep a bit, you cool, and then the next moment you're feeling a bit of heat there. But whatever it is, well, so for London and the southeastern part of England, this is how the weather is going to be for you today. Today we'll see variable amounts of cloud and rainy sunny spells, feeling humid and very warm, or even hot within the sunshine. Light to gentle southerly winds expected from this evening and onwards through the overnight period. There is a risk of scattered thunderstorm and potentially heavy downpours in places. It will be a very warm and muggy night. Well, temperature is going to be 28 degrees, the lowest is going to be 17 degrees. Pollen level is going to be very high, UV level high, pollution low. Sunset 21, 22, and sunrise for tomorrow morning 04:44 hours. And that brings us to the end of the weather forecast. This all coming away from Starr Radio UK. Well, come to the weekend, and it's going to be, whoo, yeah. But hey, wherever you are, thank you very much for tuning in once again. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's take a commercial break, and then I'll take you to the travels. Keep your eyes on the roads. But now, let's take a quick commercial break.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Starr Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program. This is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. I bring you the time now to 10:59 from the hearts of London, and let's go bring you the travel updates. And as we will say on this platform, keep your eyes on the roads, as to keep you navigated. So on the Bakerloo line this morning, those of you using the underground, severe delays on the entire line between no service between Queen's Park and Harrow and Wilston, while Network Rail fixed a track fault at Kensal Green. Now severe delays on the rest of the line. London buses and Thames Link are accepting tickets via any reasonable routes. Also, the Lioness is also experiencing no service between Euston and Willesden Junction, while Network Rail fixed a track fault at Kensal Green. There are minor delays on the rest of the line. Also, Mild May is also experiencing severe delays due to an earlier fault with the overhead power lines at Gospel Oak. That aside, all the other underground lines are running a good service. The London Overground, DLR and London Tramlink, good service there as well. Bringing you straight to the major roads in London, and what have I got for you? A12 is experiencing serious delays, and that aside, all the others are running a good, have no exceptional delays. The River Bus, good service there. But remember, continue to keep your eyes on the roads as to keep it navigated. Now, IFS, that is a London cable car, good service there as well. And then this brings us straight to the final segment of the travel update. As we tell you, keep your eyes on the roads, keep your eyes on the roads as to keep it navigated. I promise, our bond. On the National Rail this morning, the final segment, Avanti West Coast, Special Service, Great Western Railway, Northern Rail, Southeastern, Thameslink, Transpennine Express, and Transport for Wales are all experiencing or offering special services. That aside, all the others are running a good service. And that is why I will say it once again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you, wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today. But you know what? Continue to keep those eyes where? On the roads. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Once we come back, then I'll be taking you global trot, and after which we'll be bringing you that lovely tune dedicated to Antonio, who is celebrating his birthday today. Now, if you're celebrating your birthday as well, or celebrating a special day today, hey, get yourself in there and enjoy that, which we'll be bringing your way in a moment. But now, let's take a quick commercial break, and I will be with you.
My worship thing is coming.
United Kingdom, get ready for a divine encounter like never before. On the 9th of August 2025, Abraham Lambton Ministries presents the maiden edition of Art of Worship in the UK. An unforgettable evening of glory, praise and revelation. Join us on the theme, The Nature of Worship, as we unlock the heart of true worship with none other than Apostle Abraham Lambton, a prophetic voice for this generation.
I may be down, but still I will worship you. I may be naked, but still I will worship you.
And that's not all. Prepare for anointed ministrations from powerful vessels of worship, Lady Frida Akrofi, Minister Chanel Cahill, Minister Emmanuel Jemfi, and a Rabbanam music. The venue, Praise Gate Temple, Unit 5 Pit Lake, 46 Industrial Estate, West Croydon, CRO 3RA. The time is 5 p.m. sharp. Come early, come expectant. This isn't just another event, it's a move of God. Mark your calendar, bring a friend, and let heaven kiss earth as we explore the art of worship. For more information, call +44 7888 635 893 or follow Apostle Abraham Lambton on all social media platforms. Art of Worship UK edition. You can't afford to miss this.
You are listening to Star Radio Morning Show. Archie on Star Radio. Nobody does it better.
Welcome back to the program. This is Star Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 4 minutes past the top of the hour, and that's 4 minutes past 11. Wherever you are listening to us from, you can add or subtract. But now, let me take you global trotting, after which, of course, I said a special song dedicated to the one and only Antonio, who is celebrating his birthday today in Cape Town, South Africa. I'm going to bring you that tune. All right, then. Now, more Labour MPs join benefit revolt despite Minister's appeal. More than 130 MPs have signed an amendment opposing the government's welfare reform legislation. And that is how peculiar, how wonderful when it comes to politics in this part of the world it is. It doesn't matter. There is no sacrifice. People think that no, what we are doing, we don't think that it's going to benefit our people, those that we are representing, and boy, they will just stand up against you. So let's see. Now, UK is to purchase nuclear carrying fighter jets. Oh boy, I mean ourselves. I paid 15,000 for IVF, then the concierge clinic went bust. Wow. So if you are blessed with kids, you didn't pay anything and you had it, you have to be thankful to God. There are people who are paying, doing all sorts, just to make sure that they get that, and they are not. So you got it, and then you, well. The post office scandal victims claims not chased due to harassment fears. And more people are buying electric cars and heat pumps than ever before. All right, we'll see how true that is. And UK must prepare for more scenario. Government has for war scenario. My apologies. Government has warned. Those are some of the stories making the round this world, in the world or in the UK here. Now, in other parts of the world as well, Donald Donald Trump. Well, U.S. strike did not destroy Iran's nuclear program, says intelligence assessment. The White House called the initial damage evaluation on Iran uranium stockpile flat out wrong. Well, so we all see what is happening there. And then how volatile 24 hours edge Iran and Israel to a ceasefire. There are some of the stories. And leaders gather in Hague as NATO chiefs Ruth says higher spending top priorities. And in other stories as well, a British man had been charged over mock Disneyland wedding to child had been investigated by BBC. Now, dozens hospitalized as heat wave descends on North America. Is it coming? What is happening to all that? And India has sent its first astronaut into space in 41 years. And there are some of the stories. Australian journalist wins unfair dismissal case over Gaza Post. And then, yes. Venice protesters claim victory as Jeff Bezos changes wedding venue. Somebody's coming to spend some of his millions in your place. It's not like it's going to be there forever, just for 3 days. Let's say a week. Yes, let's say a week. And he's saying, yeah. At least it will benefit your economy. Like they are protesting. They say, yeah, you are too rich. We don't want you to come and spend your money there. Well, I'll take my money somewhere else then. Well, I don't know, but that's how I feel. Okay, in other stories making the rounds as well. Trump says Iran's nuclear plans put back decades by U.S. strikes after reports suggest impact was limited. I'll be telling you more about that. A sister beats brother in local Florida election. A sister beats a brother. Are we seeing the Miliband's at war in that part of the world as well? Well, you want to know what you got to say to you because we're bringing you everything that you got to know. Now, straight on to Africa. Tear gas fired in Kenya as police battle young protesters. Thousands march a year after unprecedented protests saw Parliament set on fire and over 60 people killed. And then in other stories, deal or no deal, Zimbabwe still divided over land 25 years after white farmers were evicted. And the question is, you decide, let's take the land, let's do all those bits, but are you prepared? Have you got the means to actually do, or to manage the land or to till the land? That is the question. It's not because, this was ours, so give it to us. Meanwhile, we are not prepared to do it, to use the same thing. That is where when it comes to when people are talking about, somebody took this from me, and meanwhile they give the same thing to you and you just mess it all up. But well, maybe it's a different scenario, but I'll be telling you more about that. Zambia in last minute court bid to stop ex-president's burial in South Africa. Wow. Okay, we'll see. And in other stories, Mali signs trade deal with Russia as ties strengthen. Okay, let's see what is going to happen there. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. In other stories making the rounds as well. Well, that is all pertaining to what is happening in in the Middle East and in Europe at the moment. Now, cash crunch stalls UN probe into possible war crimes in DR Congo. DR Congo? Is it a cash trap? A country where they are richer than any part of the world. Yet, they got, when I say richer, with the minerals and everything that they are more richer than everybody. But hey, okay. Uganda's president Yoweri Museveni to seek re-election. Oh boy, that man is going to be there till thy kingdom come. All right then. In other stories, Plateau Killings Northern Elders Forum demands urgent action on region's security. And President Tinubu seeks stronger Nigeria-Denmark ties in livestock education and humanitarian efforts. Brazil Vice President arrives in Nigeria. There are some of the stories making the rounds this morning in Nigeria. Other stories, OSP arrests former GRA board, 7 others over SML scandal. If all these corruption can be proved, then boy, and actually if these people are or were or did do what they are being said to have done, boy, then that is a big one. That is I don't know, but well, we'll be telling you more about all that as the program goes on. And then, well, there is an economic forum going on in Ghana where they are looking at the economic fallout of distant conflict. Well, so we talk about Ukraine, and then we can talk about what is happening in the Middle East as well. But electricity tariff up by 2.45%. Water remains unchanged. Where are the people getting the money to pay? Are they going to be stealing? That's a question. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We're going to be taking a musical break now, as I did say earlier on, and there's a song that we are dedicating to Antonio, all the way in Cape Town, South Africa, celebrating your birthday today. And it's a special song, and it says, Ebenezer, this is how far God has brought us. It's the grace of God that has kept and sustained you there as well. We know. I mean, I do say it all the time, life does happen to every one of us, but if God happen to give you more life, more grace, and you are able to go through the challenges that everybody seems to be going through, but you still survive and you're still making it, why not? Antonio, happy birthday to you. This is Ebenezer from Minister Elom Esiama. Enjoy it, and we'll be with you in a moment.
This is Starr Radio UK.
With a shout of praise, I lift my voice to say, Ebenezer, Ebenezer. We are standing here in the miracle of today, as our eyes behold the wonders your hand has made. With a shout of praise, I lift my voice to say, Ebenezer, 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 that's far God's brought us. Ebenezer, this much God's helped us. Ebenezer, see what the Lord does.
This is Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
With a shout of praise, I lift my voice to say, Ebenezer, Ebenezer. God, I look around. Oh, my eyes can see all the works your hand has made. Oh, so beautiful. With a shout of praise, I lift my voice to say, Ebenezer, ooh, Ebenezer, Ebenezer, that's fine, God's brought
from Minister Elo Messiama this morning. Be thankful to God for all that He has done for us, especially for you celebrating a special day today as well. Okay, so once again, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, where at 60 minutes past the top of the hour, we are bringing you everything that you need to know, from archaeology to zoology, from Accra to Zanzibar. As we do say on this platform, if it's making the headlines, be rest assured of one thing, we'll bring it to the fore. So now, with the details that we brought, let us go and bring you all the details there. But I hope that, Antonio, you did enjoy that tune. Yeah, next time I'll bring you some nice South African tune. I don't know, but yeah, we'll do that. That Eben, yeah, interestingly, as I was playing the music, I said Eben, I was playing Ebenezer as a song for Antonio. And it's quite an interesting one. But Ebenezer, that's how far God has brought us, the mercies and the grace of God that He has shown unto us, and that is it. Okay. So let's now move on. We're going to be looking at the stories making the rounds this morning, as I've said earlier on Starr Radio UK. So kicking off from home here in the UK, a growing number of Labour MPs are supporting a bill to block the government's planned welfare changes, despite ministers phoning backbenchers to persuade them to back down. Now, more than 130 MPs, including 120 Labour MPs, have signed an amendment that will give them the opportunity to vote on a proposal to reject plans to cut disability and sickness-related benefits payment to save $5 billion a year by 2030. The cabinet ministers are reported to be among those ringing around Labour MPs, calling on them to remove their names from the amendment. Only one Labour MP, Samantha Niblet, has taken her name off the list so far. But somebody will say, well, her constituents will look at it and said, aha, so you are supporting the bill so that we who are disabled will not get those who are disabled, not me, that those who are disabled. But Sekia Starmer has vowed to press ahead with the welfare changes. The Universal Credit and Personal Independence Payment Bill that is set to be voted on by MPs next Tuesday. Now, will make it harder for disabled people with less severe conditions to claim personal independent payment, which they call PIP. The rebels cite the number of people the plans are expected to push into relative poverty, a lack of consultation, and an inadequate impact assessment on the consequences on the jobs market as reasons why they oppose the plans. Those who signed the amendments opposing the government's welfare reforms include MPs from 2024 intake, as well as those who were elected MPs before Labour's landslide election victory. Now, Labour MP Helen Hayes, who signed the amendment, denied it was any sort of confidence vote, saying that's absolutely not the case. Nobody who has signed this amendment wants to be in a position next week of voting against the government. She said, we're asking the government, after many weeks of sharing our concerns privately, to listen to our concerns to avoid a situation next week where there is conflict. A confidence issue is generally seen as similar to a test of whether the government still maintains its support in the House of Commons. The names also include two MPs who were elected for Labour but have been suspended by the party, John McDonnell and Andrew Wayne. Now, other signatories are members of Northern Ireland political parties, as well as Rosie Duffield, who quit Labour to sit as an independent. It is believed senior cabinet ministers, including Chancellor Richard Reeves and Health Secretary Wes Streeting, are calling MPs who had signed the amendment to try to convince them to vote with the government. Now, as if a U-turn akin to the winter fuel payment was coming, Defense Secretary John Haley said, our ambition is to see a system with better targets and support towards those who have the highest needs. Information coming through that says some cabinet members were taken aback but quite how sore the mood is on the issue, and fearful that might bleed into a broader problem for this Labour leadership. A source close to the our network, our news reporters said that once you take a breath, it is better to save some of the welfare package than to lose all of it. But the question is, what do you think about that? Now, genuinely, there are some people who are not, let me put it in quotes, okay, in quotes for lack of words, in the position where they have to take those benefits. We see people who are raking it in, just robbing the system, okay, because the system is not robust enough to actually capture everything properly. So if that is what they really want to do, have they done a means testing thing? That's the same thing that they did when it came to the winter fuel, and boy oh boy, almost a year on, and they had to do a U-turn. But you don't want to be doing that, do you? So what do you think about that? What should the government do? Should they have to just say, okay, we apologize, we are doing a U-turn, and now just go back and do a proper assessment, and let it be means tested. Get the people one on one. Try to make sure that you've been able to get, so that we know, and everybody there listening to us, those of us who are living in this part, you know somebody or might have had a situation or a case where somebody is taking advantage of the system. But what do we do? Well, if we cut our nose to spite our faces, what do we do there? Well, it's all Starr Radio, okay. So with the government faces first Waterloo, well, more Labour MPs join benefit revolt despite ministers' appeal. More than 130 have signed an amendment opposing the government welfare reform. So we'll see. Well, in other stories, the UK government is to purchase 12 new fighter jets which can be equipped with nuclear bombs and join NATO's airborne nuclear mission. Now, information coming through Downing Street says the move is the biggest strengthening of the UK's nuclear posture in a generation. The new F-35A jet can still carry conventional weapons but have the option of being equipped with US-made nuclear bombs. The decision will be announced by the Prime Minister at the NATO summit taking place this week in the Netherlands. Now, NATO's airborne nuclear mission involves Allied aircraft being equipped with American B-61 bombs stockpiled in Europe. Now, 7 other countries, including the US, Germany, and Italy, already use the dual capability jets. The use of nuclear weapons will require the authorization of NATO's nuclear planning group, as well as the US President and British Prime Minister. The US has already pre-positioned stock of B-61 bombs in Europe. Justin Brunk of the defense think tank Royal United Services Institute, Rosie, said that the US will still control their release and use in the event of war that may prove contentious, with the UK being reliant on the US. Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer said, in an era of radical uncertainty, we can no longer take peace for granted, which is why my government is investing in our national security, quote and unquote. But it's quite an interesting one. You see, everybody feels that somebody is threatening them in one way or the other. Some are threatening others with mighty strong arm. Some are also threatening others with a finger. So everybody is trying to up their games. All right. So somebody said that Iran is thinking that, well, if we don't do something, maybe the US, Israel, and some of the 8 allies will attack us. So they're also upping their game. Israel also thinks that, well, Iran is also upping. So we also have, everybody's upping their game. So why do we say some people cannot have it? Some can, others can't. Why? Well, they will all tell you that it's all pertaining to how it is controlled, how the whole thing is controlled, as whether we have a system where before you fire, you have to go for approval. You got it? Ha! Okay. Still coming away from Star Radio, okay? Let me bring you another one. The UK must actively prepare for the possibility of a UK coming under direct threat, potentially in a wartime scenario. The government has warned. In its national security strategy, it said the nation was in an era in which we face confrontation with those who are threatening security, and pointed to Russia's war against Ukraine as the most obvious and pressing example of this. The document also referred to Iranian hostile activity on British soil and adversaries planning how to disrupt energy or supply chains. It called for an all of society effort to make the UK more secure, adding that the country will have to pull together. The document was released at the same time as the summit of NATO Defense Alliance of European national American nations began in Netherlands. Okay, so we'll be telling you more about that. At the gathering, leaders of the 32 nations are set to commit to increasing their security spending to 5% of national income by 2035, made up of 3.5% on core military spending and 1.5% on broader security expenditure. Wow. So if you're listening to us, what do you think about that? So coming away from Star Radio, okay? Now, interestingly, we take things for granted, right? There are people who are looking for kids, babies, and they have to, they've tried and tried and tried. Some of them are not getting it. They have to go pay a whole amount, doing all sorts to get it. Others have it, they're not taking care of the kids. And so you ask yourself the question, what exactly seems to be going on? But interesting, a very sad story that is making the round this morning pertains to a lady that who paid $15,000 just to get an IVF through a middleman, and it's gone pear-shaped. IVF patients are being warned over unregulated concierge clinics after a popular one went bust, leaving scores of clients without treatment or refunds. As the number of privately funded IVF cycles has risen, online concierge companies have emerged, acting as middlemen between patients, donors, and doctors. The fertility watchdog has said that as these clinics do not provide IVF treatment directly, it does not have powers to regulate them. It is calling for the law to be strengthened to protect patients. Sirita Sandhu lost nearly $15,000 when her concierge clinic went bust. You're on your knees, she said. Upset has turned to frustration and anger. The 40-year-old mother of two contacted online firm Archie Fertility after 4 failed rounds of IVF and 5 miscarriages in the hope of having a third child. Now she paid Archie, which matched her with an egg donor, and contracted established clinic King's Fertility. She was due to start treatment in December last year when her appointments were cancelled without explanation. Now Sirita found out via the company's app that it was ceasing operation on the 1st of January. When she contacted King's, the clinic said data protection rules meant it did not have access to her file or details of her egg donor. It had not been paid by Archie, so her treatment could not begin. When you're on this journey, every man counts. You do anything and you do throw lots of money at it, she said. It takes a long time to meet medical staff you can trust, she said. I spent almost 12 months building the trust and it just dropped off. So that's why I say that if you have a kid, be thankful, because people are paying. It's costing people an arm and a leg. So when I see people who give birth, and let me put it this way, those who, not intentionally, not fault of theirs, something happens and it changes the whole scenario, and then they are not able to cater for the kids, that is a different ball game. But when you know that you are not in the position and you are just going zipping unzipping and just doing anything, and you think that because of that, and you have some of the men just leaving them and the women and just going, and I ask myself the question, what is all that? How can you just decide to go give birth and just run off and go? What, are you not a responsible person? I'm not saying that to say that there are not some of the women who are trouble, who will be pushing the men, virtually stifling them of oxygen. Okay, not literally. But in that, creating that picture, that atmosphere, which makes it difficult for the men to survive, and therefore some of them decide to leave. And there are other women who, it's like, well, they didn't want, I don't know whether they didn't want to. So if you don't want to, go get some, what do you call it? What do they call it? Protection, and then don't go and bring their kids into this world, because you do so, and you've done so much of a harm to them. You can't give them the life that they want to get and all stuff. But well, it's quite an interesting one there. It is all coming away for Starr. Some people can say, we don't want to have kids, we just want to be there, we want to support other people. That is good. That is good. They decide not to, because they look at all the what do we call it, the events that happen, and the fact that you cannot predict unpredictability of events that is going on around the world, and they think that, look, I want to be by myself, I can take my bag and I can just be moving around the way that I want. Fine, they are okay, because they support in another way. But those who just want to go on because God has given you the grace, and you continue to just go on and procreate, and you ask yourself the question. And that's why when it comes to some of this two-child thing here, in the UK, where we're talking about child benefit, and they are saying that the government should move it so that now you can decide to have as many, and government will have to say to pay them. And some will say, well, the government is supporting that way, and then you think government cannot control your kids. You say, no, don't come and control my kids because I'm taking care of them. But government will tell you, I'm also supporting the kids, and therefore I have a say in there. So you see, catch-22 situation. But ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, 11:33 the time, the morning show, the program. You can put your comments on the platform. Feel free to do so. Starr, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's move on to other parts of the world. The U.S. strikes on Iran's nuclear facility did not destroy the country's nuclear program, and probably only set it back by months, according to an early Pentagon intelligence assessment of the attack. The Islamic Republic's stockpile of enriched uranium was not eliminated in Saturday's bombings, sources familiar with the Defense Intelligence Agency's evaluation have said. The White House said the flat-out wrong assessment was leaked by a low-level loser in the intelligence community. Oh, is it a MAGA person who didn't want the president to go there to go and do anything, or one who think that the president's foreign policy is not one that they agree with and decide, you know what, you did but nothing came out of it. It came out with that. But they call the person a loser. Now, President Donald Trump again declared the nuclear sites in Iran completely destroyed, and accused the media of an attempt to demean one of the most successful military strikes in history. The U.S. had 18 intelligence agencies which sometimes produce conflicting reports based on their mission and area of expertise. For example, the American intelligence community is still not in agreement over the origins of COVID-19. It is possible future intelligence reports will include more information showing a different level of damage to the facility. According to the CBS, officials familiar with the report warned it was an early assessment that could change as more information becomes available about the site. It is also not clear at what confidence level in the findings included in the report were made. The U.S. struck 3 nuclear facilities in Iran, Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan, with bunker buster bombs capable of penetrating 80 meters, that's 60 feet of concrete, or 61 meters or 2,000 feet of earth before exploding. But sources familiar with the Pentagon intelligence assessment says Iran's centrifuges are largely intact, and the impact was limited to above ground structures. Entrances to 2 nuclear facilities were sealed off, and some of the infrastructure were destroyed or damaged, but much of the facilities, which are deep underground, escaped the brunt of the blast. Of course, if you live in a world where you know that there's a tendency that if you are doing something, those who are against it can come, you try to go a point further such that if they dare, they cannot get it. That is common sense. That is common sense. All right. So you won't do something on the edge of the building clearly, and then people maybe make it stronger, and then you think that the structure is very strong, but where you know that other countries have bastards. How did they even call it? I'm trying to get a name again. If you have gotten it, is it bombastus or which can go below the earth and destroy? But the question once again is, with all that, do you think they would have gone on to do so? That's why information coming through was saying that they know that some of the nuclear enrichment have been moved from that place, because they said there were some trucks that moved from one point to the other. So eventually they take to a place where they know, or build facilities that they know right deep underground, more than 200 feet down, so that just in case anything of the sort happens. So again, if it's true that actually we agreeing with the initial report that actually destruction wasn't impacted the way that it was, what have we gained out of it, or the US gained out of it? And Israel celebrating everything. Is it a tendency that a few months time? Well, yesterday during an interview with one of the a woman in Iran, they were saying that they are just going to take their own time, and there's few this and then when the world is not expected, they will come out again. That's quite an interesting one, right? Okay, it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, 11:38. At 11:45, the lines will be activated so you can add your voice to the discussions. Well, NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte has said there is no alternative to the 32 member states spending more on defense given the threat from Russia and the broader international security situation. The leaders of the Western Defense Alliance have gathered in The Hague, where they are set to commit to spending 5% of national output on defense and related infrastructure. The German Chancellor Friedrich Merz has described the meeting as historic. And I can see the picture. Yes, that they took with King Willem Alexander and Queen Maxima, all of The Hague. Oh, Belgium? Yeah. Is it? On the Netherlands. Okay. So now it is U.S. President Donald Trump's first NATO summit since 2019, and as he traveled, he appeared to raise questions about the alliance's mutual defense guarantee, under which an attack on one member is seen as an attack on all. There's numerous definitions of Article 5. You know that's right. Asked about Trump's remarks, Rutte said on Wednesday that in his view, there is absolutely clarity that the United States is totally committed to NATO, totally committed to Article 5. But if a case like that is happening, are we going to get the NATO, where one nation or one country is being attacked, and we get NATO getting involved and say you're attacking all of us, and then come boom, 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 as Russia was saying that is why they didn't want Ukraine to join NATO or the EU. Now, Wednesday's main session is set to last only 2.5 hours, with a brief final statement expected to endorse a spending pledge of 3.5% of GDP on defense and a further 1.5% on defense-related expenditure, although Spain's Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez has described the targets as unreasonable. Now, Western leaders have all had to navigate their relationship with Trump, known for his sometimes unpredictable handling of diplomacy. The 2-day NATO summit has already been scaled back, apparently to accommodate his schedule. NATO leaders gathered on Tuesday night for a group photograph before joining King Willem Alexander and Queen Maxima of the Netherlands. Yes, Netherlands, for dinner. Yes, you know, at times we go poof. All right then, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let me pick this one. Someone says trivia, but it's important. Protesters in Venice are claiming an enormous victory after U.S. tech billionaire Jeff Bezos and his wedding guests were forced to run away from the city center, moving their main celebration to another location. The venue for the 3-day party to mark the wedding of one of the world's richest men to TV presenter Lauren Sanchez were never officially revealed. Now, but the lavish celebrations were supposed to culminate in an event on Saturday at the sumptuous Scuola Grande della Misericordia. A local official in Venice has now confirmed that the guests will gather instead at the Arsenal further from the center. Activists are triumphant, even as the city councillor denounced their protest as ridiculous. We are very proud of this. We are nobodies. We have no money, nothing. Tommaso Cassiari from a group calling itself No Space for Bezos said. Now, it's quite interesting. But if you had come to that place, they were going to spend money there, and it would have been good for the local economy. So I'm looking at that and looking at those who are protesting in Europe, especially pertaining to holidays. Now, those who go for holidays, especially those of us in the UK who go to holidays in Europe, and then they are saying that in Spain and some of the other places, they don't want people to come there. They think that they are protesting that people should go back to their homes. And so I would say, people, now we have to look for another place, another destination, holiday destination, instead of going there. Because if you look at what is happening there, if people come in and they are spending, they spend, and the money comes to your economy. That is in the bigger picture. But again, I seem to understand these individuals in a way, because they are also looking at it that, look, because of Airbnb and other stuff, it's making rental or accommodation or rentals go up, and therefore locals cannot afford what is being paid by those who, or the holidayers or holiday makers who are coming in, and therefore they want to protest. But at the end of the day, we look at the bigger picture. Can there be a way where the locals can also benefit? Let me put it this way, maybe indirectly. So though they are there, the holidayers or holiday makers are there, and or tourists are there, they will be there, but a percentage will be given to the locals. Can something of that sort be enacted so that it will help them? Because if the local economy depends on tourism, and you do that, I've decided not to go to Europe or those countries for holidays. No, I'll look for another destination to go where I will be accepted, or you get it. So you can go there, and then you can go to other holiday destinations that are better off. But people are looking at the cost and everything there. But what do you think? It's quite an interesting bit there. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. So Jeff Bezos has decided, you know what, let's move it to another place, but still in that same town. But the mayor, one of the councillors is saying that it's all bonkers they're doing so. But what, ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, money talks. Yeah. All right then. Let's go to Africa now at 11:45. Starr Radio UK. Now, police have fired tear gas as thousands of Kenyans marched through Nairobi and other cities. The protests are in honor of those killed in the huge anti-tax demonstration a year ago today. There is a huge deployment of police in Nairobi and other major cities. The government reportedly ordered TV stations to hold live coverage. Now, schools and businesses have been closed for fear of violence. Now, police have warned against attempts to access State House and Parliament. President Ruto orders police to secure the nation and protect lives. So that is going on. Pictures showing burning of tires, people clad in black clothing, and doing all signs of being arrested and stuff like that. But what do you think? What do you think? Did that help? And have justice been served? That's a question that most people are asking now. But this is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Interesting. The Zambian government has filed an urgent case in a South Africa court seeking to stop the burial of former President Edgar Lungu. A state media has reported. This is the latest twist in a row between the government and Lungu's family over his burial after the family opted for a private ceremony in South Africa rather than a full state funeral at home. The Zambia Attorney General has requested the court to hold the burial scheduled for Wednesday until the dispute is resolved, the state broadcaster has said. As reported, now local media quote the family as saying that the funeral will go ahead as planned as they had not been served with any court papers. The dispute follows a long-standing feud between Lungu and his successor, President Hakainde Hichilema, with Lungu's family saying he had indicated that Hichilema should not attend his funeral. Well, so you can bring him to the country, let him be buried in Zambia, and fine, the president can decide to recuse himself from the ceremony. What about that? But they're saying that we're going to be burying him outside, burying him in a neighboring country in South Africa. Do you think that is good enough? Well, maybe they bury him in South Africa, and when it happens that the party, the former president's party, that is Edgar Lungu's party, wins power, then they say, yeah, we're going to be reflying him back into the country and have a celebration or national something. But he said, let's honor who honor is due, and that is what the president is trying to, Hichilema is trying to do. But well, it doesn't seem to be working well. Okay, it's all coming away from Starr Radio. And when somebody becomes a president, unless of course the person is toppled, when I say toppled, maybe it's a coup d'etat, or maybe the person was involved in some scandal and therefore he was moved and maybe imprisoned. When the person dies, I think the person has become a state property, belongs to the state, and therefore should be given a state burial, right? Unless of course, well, maybe the constitution doesn't stipulate that. But well, what do you think? Back in Ghana, it did happen. The former president Jerry John Rawlings died, and then his hometown, his tribe wanted him because they said he became a chief. They wanted him buried back in the Volta region. I don't know whether Keita area where he's supposed to be a chief. He has a seat as a chieftaincy seat there, but the state decided we want to bury him in Accra, where a place where presidents or leaders are buried, and therefore they did that. So that conflict, I don't know whether it's been ironed out by the state, and that's the former government of Ghana, the MPP, that's under the leadership of Akufo-Addo. So to see to that event happening where they gave him a state funeral, but the family decided not to partake of it, or some of the family members decided not to partake of it. But what do you think about all that? What do we do in such a situation? At 11 minutes to the top of the hour, the morning show, the lines are activated, as I did say. Exactly at 12 o'clock we'll be bringing the program to a close, so that if those of you who want to join in the Prime Minister's Question Time can go join in and watch it live. All right then. So we got to move on. One other story. I might not be able to bring you all the details of all the other stories, but hey, just stay tuned. Mali and Russia have signed a series of agreements aimed at expanding mutual trade and strengthening economic ties. Among them is a pledge for greater cooperation on nuclear energy, according to details released by the Kremlin. The announcement of the deal came during a visit by Mali's junta leader Colonel Azimi Goita to Moscow, which included 2 hours of talks with President Vladimir Putin. Russian state media has reported Goita has boosted relations with Russia since seizing power in 2021 while reducing ties with former colonial power France. This reflects a broader regional trend, with neighboring Burkina Faso and Niger also pivoting towards Russia after the overthrow of civilian leaders. Speaking on Monday, Putin said while trade ties with Mali were modest, there was an upward trend, and future areas of cooperation will be geological exploration, energy, logistics, and humanitarian fields. Well, everybody has to find somebody that they can lean on. All right, so let's see how that pounds out for all of them. All right, let's move on to one other a couple of stories, one from Nigeria and then maybe a couple from Ghana, and then we can bring the program to a close there. And this time from Nigeria, and to all my listeners on the Yoruba Nation platform, Koiki Media platform, and those of you watching us live on the United States of Biafra platforms, I salute each and every one of you. Thank you very much for doing so. The Northern Elders Forum in Nigeria has condemned the killing of 18 wedding guests from Basawa in Sabon Gari local government area of Kaduna State, describing the incident in Plateau State as a premeditated act of evil and grime reflection of Nigeria's worsening security crisis. In a statement issued on Tuesday by its spokesperson, Professor Abubakar Jidere, NEF said the victims, including women and children, were ambushed, hacked to death, and burned alive while en route to a wedding in Kwampang local government area. His words: "This was not a case of mistaken identity. It was not random. It was an act of evil." In any functioning society, a marked official vehicle carrying unnamed or unarmed civilians, particularly women and children, will be seen as a sacrosanct. According to the forum, the victims were traveling in an official vehicle of Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, when they lost their way and stopped in Mangu local government area to seek help. Instead, they were met with violence, with only 2 out of the 18 passengers surviving the attack. Neff said the killing represents a broader failure of leadership and the collapse of the state's ability to protect its citizens. So the question is, what is Nigeria, the most populated country and the largest economy? Is it the largest vis-a-vis South Africa? I need to get that right. Whether they are the largest or the second largest economy on Africa or in Africa, why haven't they done anything about it? And we hearing for all this insurgency in the Sahel region, and we have this ECOWAS where they had a meeting last Sunday and to Monday, and all those bits. We just having a meeting and nothing seemed to come out of it. Well, that was what was happening, because in Burkina Faso, in Mali and Niger, they were having that thing going on where insurgency, you have this ISWAP, you have all these people, all these other terrorist groups invading countries and killing people. But then they have meetings, and the government were not doing anything about it, and therefore the military had to come in. But again, the military seem not to have been able to quell that menace. So the question is, what can we do? Because you see it happening. They say it's only a fool who says that when he sees that their neighbor's beard is on fire, they will not go find some water close to them, so that just in case theirs also catch fire, they can dip it in. But rather say, you know what is happening to them? Let's see. No, you got to do something about it. But the question is, what can be done about it? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. I hope that you've enjoyed the program today. I'm going to be going to Ghana now with only 5 minutes that we have. And let's see what more we've got for you. In the southeast as well, police have detained 3 masqueraders. Okay. Eben, all the way in South Africa, is saying that Nigeria is no longer the largest economy in Africa based on current data. According to the IMF April 2024 World Economic Outlook, the top 4 economies by nominal GDP are South Africa, 373 billion, Egypt, 347 billion, and Algeria, 267 billion. Thank you very much, Eben, for that update. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. That shows that people are listening in. So it's quite an interesting one from there. But looking at that, so Nigeria is no, but they are the most populous nation on the African continent. What whatever their GDP is, what is the government doing pertaining to the insecurity that seems to be bedeviling the country? Do they need to get the military in now to do something? Here the case where the military are overrun by these insurgents, killing them like no man's business. But well, it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. Do we need a regional body that is going to see to fight all these menace? If the ECOWAS or the ECOMOG, as they had back in the day, are going to be, properly armed so that they can go ahead and make sure they fight against this menace? Why not? Well, ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's come to Ghana for a couple of stories and we'll bring the program to a close. So at times I do ask myself this question: if you are a man of the clergy, do you take on government project or work or position, or just stay in that place because there are things that happen? They do happen, and by the time you say Jack, so that somehow you've been linked to things, and then you cannot get yourself out of it. But well, somebody said that who best can we get to hold the fort, to be a leader of the country, than somebody who is a person of the clergy who fears God, and say that, hey, even if I'm making a decision that will not help people, I'm making a decision that will let people suffer in their businesses or their health or whatever, I am sinning against God. Who best to do so than the clergy, right? Good. But the Office of the Special Prosecutor in Ghana has arrested several individuals, including a former top official of the Ghana Revenue Authority, in connection with ongoing investigation into the controversial SML contracts. The arrest confirmed by the OSP, that's the Office of the Special Prosecutor, in a statement on Wednesday, June 25, that's today, from part of the probe into suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses surrounding revenue assurance contracts awarded to SML by the GRA and the Ministry of Finance. Among those arrested are Reverend Dr. Amishadai Owusu Amwa, immediate past Commissioner General of the GRA, and that's where I'm coming from. Should he have just stepped back, just continue to do his clerical work? Oh well, because maybe he's good at taxes and he's got all the brains for that before becoming a clergy, and therefore wanted to, and therefore somehow. But he's saying that an investigation is going on, so maybe he'll be cleared. Yeah, if he didn't do any wrong. Dr. Isaac Krenzel, former Commissioner of Customs and our General Manager at SML, Christian Tete Soti, former technical advisor GRA, now managing director and CEO of SML. Interesting. So, okay, we'll be bringing you more details about that. It looks like there is some conflict of interest going on here. But Kofi Nti, former Commissioner General of the GRA, Philip Mensah, former Deputy Commissioner of of GRA, now legal consultant to SML, and Ivan Seduse, CEO of SML, Joseph Kuruk, staff of the Public Procurement Authority, and Faustina Ajoko, staff of the Public Procurement Authority. The OSP disclosed that the arrests were made after the suspects failed to meet bail conditions following interrogation. So we'll be watching very closely. The latest development comes in the wake of an explosive investigative documentary by journalist Evans Eziamo Mensah Adwa Adobia Owusu and Manasseh Azori Awuni, which exposed questionable dealings between the SML, the GRA, and the Ministry of Finance. Was there any underhand dealings going on there? Somebody say, And I say, The investigation revealed that the SML originally established a timber company shortly after the Akufo-Addo administration took office in 2017, secured contracts worth over $141 million by the end of 2023. Wow. Okay. If corruption have taken place, it needs to be unearthed. But ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about what is happening there? Somebody say, we say democracy, and we have all these things happening. But at the end of the day, some will say it's better than having a military rule. Do you agree with that at all? Or what? Well, information coming through, one final one. Parliament has approved the nomination of 7 Supreme Court Justices nominees, clearing the path for the swearing in by President Mahama despite stiff opposition from the minority in the House. The nominees, Justice Sir Denise Dominic Ajay, Gail Simon Sir Barre, Senyor Zamefe, Kwekutewia Aka, Buafo, Philip Bright Mensah, Janapare Battels Kwejo, and Hafizata Amelo Boba were approved by a majority decision following a heated debate. During their vetting, the nominees faced tough questions from the minority, led by the ranking member of parliament on the appointment committee, Alexander Kwamena Afenya-Markin. The Futu MP had also opposed attempts by the committee chairman Bernard Ahiafo to lay the committee's report before the House, citing unresolved concern. However, the committee chairman, who also serves as first deputy speaker, rejected the objection, stating that the concerns of the minority had already been sufficiently captured in the final report. The speaker later permitted the report to be laid, paving the way for the vote. So, well, they are going to be confirmed there. It is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Okay. Eswatini's High Commissioner to Ghana, His Excellency Malaba Almon Mamba, has disclosed that it is traditionally forbidden to look directly into the eyes of the wives of the Eswatini king, King Mswati III. According to a program that took place, the diplomat added that the king, who is in Ghana on a 4-day state visit, has 15 wives. Interesting, carefully chosen from across Eswatini's region to ensure a balance. Oh, okay. The Kingdom of Eswatini, formerly known as Swaziland, has a unique tradition where the king is allowed to marry several wives. King Mswati III, born Makozitivi Dlamini, 19 April 1968, who rules the Southern African nation, has about 36 children. Now, his first 2 wives were selected by a special council. None of these 2 wives' sons can rise to the position of king. Interesting. According to tradition, the king's first wife must hail from the Mastabula clan, while the second one must be a member of the Musa clan. The king thereafter has the freedom to choose wives from other clans. There are at least 17 founding clans in Eswatini. He has an absolute monarchy, as he has a veto power over all branches of government and is constitutionally immune from prosecution. He was crowned as Mswati III in Guayama and the king of Swaziland on the 25th of April 1986 at the age of 18, becoming the youngest ruling monarch in the world at that time. It's quite interesting there, but the question is, how developed is Eswatini. Now, so we like traditions. I like all those bits. But I ask myself the question, is it fostering advancement or what? Or tradition, all that we are doing is just wearing some, cladding ourselves with some clothes and then doing all that spear and then doing our dance. It's not only peculiar to South Africa, across Africa, it's all there. And we like dancing and doing over. Yeah. But how does that actually enrich our economy? How does that help our economy? Do we see ourselves advancing, or are we still finding ourselves, 25 steps, we take one step by doing those things, and then we have 25 steps going backwards? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is where I have to bring the program to a close for today. As I did say, the program was supposed to have ended in the last 6 minutes, but it was an interesting thing that I was bringing your way. And once again, as I end the show, a bit of that tune for the one and only Antonio, celebrating your birthday today. So grateful to God for your life. And that is where, and everyone celebrating or having a special celebration today, I salute each and every one of you. I say, God bless you. Have a wonderful day. God has been good unto all of us. Ebenezer by Minister Elom. And when that song ends, you don't hear from us. It's been me, Archie, saying, have a top of the day. I'm out like that. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, or good dawn to you. Bye-bye for now. See you all tomorrow. Bye.
We are standing here in the miracle of today. As our eyes behold the wonder your hand has made. With a shout of praise, I lift my voice to say, Ebenezer, Ebenezer. We are standing here in the miracle of today. As our eyes behold the wonder your hand has made. With a shout of praise, I lift my voice to say, Ebenezer. Ebenezer, that's far, that's brought us. Ebenezer,
this is Starr Radio UK.
Thanks for listening.
Online, on mobile, and soon on DAB. This is Starr Radio UK, the leading Afro-Caribbean radio station in London.
The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
At home.
On your smartphone.
And all my eyes can see all the words you've made. Oh, so beautiful. With a shout of praise, I lift my voice to say, Ebenezer, Ebenezer. God, I look around. Oh, my eyes can see all the words your hand has made. Oh, so beautiful.
This is Starr Radio UK.